Hey guys, it's RJ. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is March 1st, and here, at least in the States, March means one thing: March Madness. So today on the show, I'm going to tell you how you and me both are going to put a financial credit card spin on the classic March Madness tournament, and better yet, I'm going to show you how you guys at home will be able to crown a champion at the end of the month. So if that sounds fun to you, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and let me set up the tournament. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar, March Madness is a college basketball tournament that's played every year. It starts out with 64 teams competing in a bracket-style tournament, single elimination style. So throughout the month, the bracket is pared down from 64 to 32 to 16 to 8 to 4, and then a champion is crowned at the end of the month. So we're going to borrow from that format, but instead of basketball teams, we're going to have credit cards. So let me go ahead and explain to you how this is going to work, how I created the bracket, pick the cards that are going to be involved, and then I'll preview the matchups for you, and then I'll let you know exactly what you need to do at home to play along to and help crown a champion. So don't worry, we're not going to do 64 cards here. We're going to pick up our tournament in what they call the Sweet 16. That means we're going to start out with 16 different credit cards competing in our tournament. So let me go ahead and tell you how I picked the 16 cards that are going to compete. First of all, I started by going back through all my previous videos and looking at the videos that got the most views and the most watch time, and pulling the credit cards from those videos and putting them in the tournament. That way, in a sense, you guys at home actually did help pick the credit cards that are going to compete. This way, we'll know we'll have credit cards in there that most people are interested in or have shown interest throughout the year. Number two, I tried to make sure each major credit card brand had representation in the tournament. So you'll see representation from Chase, Amex, Capital One, Discover, Bank of America, Citi. All your major players are going to be there, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be the Chase and American Express only show, so we have a good level of balance. Now these are all going to be personal cards, but you will see a mix of cash back, travel cards, cards with annual fees. Again, they're just going to be 16 of the most popular cards that have been covered on the channel over the past year. So with the card selection done, now we have to talk about seeding. Now to stick with our March Madness analogy, teams are generally seeded in a bracket based on their record. So the best record will be the 1 seed, the worst record in that side of the bracket will be the 16 seed, obviously giving the 1 seed a much easier path to the finals. Well, credit cards don't necessarily have a record, so I needed a way to seed these cards that would be somewhat fair and even. Now I thought about just doing it myself, but I thought that would introduce too much bias into the tournament. So what I ended up doing was finding a website that would allow you to generate a completely random bracket. So you just enter in your 16 competitors, press this checkbox to create a randomized bracket, and those are the matchups that I ended up going with. May not be the most scientific way to do it, but I did think this will make it the most fair and a little bit interesting, because again, you do want some level of upset potential in your bracket. That's one of the things that everyone loves so much about March Madness. Okay, so that's a little bit about how the tournament and the bracket was created. Now, how do you play along at home? Well, what I've done is I've used Google Forms to take our matchups that we're going to talk about in a quick second and build out a quick survey that you can fill out with the link down below in the description, and that's how you cast your vote for each card. And so since we're starting with the Sweet 16, we're going to have a few different rounds of this. So the official schedule is going to look something like this. So just referencing the calendar here. Our round of the Sweet 16 will be March 1st, today when you're watching this, through March 5th, so that link will be active down below in the description. All you have to do is click on it and cast your vote. I'll get in the lab, tally the results over the weekend. Then March 8th, we'll have a recap video where I go over the results of the round of 16, and then I'll preview the matchups for the Elite 8. And we're just going to keep following that pattern. So that link will be open for that full week. Then the March 15th will be the week we start the Final Four and recap how the Elite 8 played out. March 22nd will be our championship round, and then March 29th will be our big unveil where we crown a champion, or I should say where you guys end up crowning a champion. And that full schedule will be down below in the description right underneath the survey link. Okay, the last thing you probably want to know is what are the card matchups for the Sweet 16. Well, let's go ahead and take a look. And again, remember these matchups were all randomly selected. Okay, so the first matchup is going to be the Citi Prestige versus the Delta Gold. Number 2 is going to be the US Bank Altitude Go versus the Chase Freedom Flex. Number 3 is going to be the Chase Sapphire Reserve versus the Wells Fargo Propel. Number 4 is going to be the Citi Double Cash versus the Apple Card. Number 5 is going to be the Capital One Saver versus Bank of America Cash Rewards. Number 6 is going to be the Amazon Prime Visa versus Amex Platinum. Number 7 is going to be Discover It Cash versus the Amex Gold. And then number 8 is going to be the American Airlines Executive versus the Hilton Aspire card. Alright, so those are our first round of matchups for round 1 of the tournament. Now, right now, I'm going to refrain on giving any context or any commentary on the matchups as not to sway opinions one way or the other. And if you're wondering at home, yes, I will vote simply because I had to test out the survey to make sure everything worked correctly. And I will tell you how I voted if you're interested next week when we go over the results from this first round. Alright, so there we have it, guys. That's the tournament, that's the schedule, that's how it's going to work, that's how you vote. Now, last thing I need from you guys. I believe this tournament has the chance to be really awesome. In order for it to be really awesome, we need to get a lot of participation. So that being said, if you find this fun or interesting concept, then I would encourage you to please go ahead and share this video or share this link with your friends, family, coworkers, whoever has a strong opinion about credit cards and may want to weigh in. And it will also help ensure your favorite credit card has a better chance of making it to that championship round. So this one goes without saying, but if you're not subscribed, you're definitely going to want to do so you can follow along and see the results of the tournament as it plays out over this coming month. Anyways, guys, that's been it. That's the tournament. That's what we're going to be doing for the month. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. Please share it to anyone who might want to play along as well, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Thanks for watching.